Good morning. Good morning. I hope you are doing well. This is me getting live. We're going to be getting live a lot more as time goes on. But I wanted to jump in here because I think we have. Let me hold on. Let me get these folks so they can hear. I am live everywhere. Let me know. Heart, soul, and hustle. Ooh, man, friends are in the house. Let's talk about student loans. I wanted to jump in here. I have a little bit of time before my first meeting coming up. And let's just talk about something that just happened and how I might be able to kind of guide you and support you over the summer with your finances and everything. So I'm live on Instagram, I am live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I am all over the place. If you have questions or if you have comments, go ahead and post them in. If you're on Facebook, let me know your name because it shows Facebook user and I want to be more personal than that. So what just happened? The Supreme Court basically knock down the possibility of student loan forgiveness. The Biden plan was to forgive $10,000 in student loans. It would have forgiven a lot of loans. We've got a student loan crisis in our country right now. We're approaching $2 trillion with a T in student loans. I think it's a travesty right now with respect to what is going on. Now, I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with the decision. I think that when we make commitments, loan commitments or any commitments, we should be living up to those commitments no matter how hard they are to do that. The problem, I think, comes in the fact that when we made the commitments as students, we weren't fully informed. We didn't really understand it. And these financial aid offices that are out there selling this to 18-year-old kids, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids, having them sign on the dotted line without understanding what the long-term impact of these things are, it's a problem. It's a problem. And if it were me drafting some sort of forgiveness, I would say the only way the forgiveness goes through is that you take it back to the coffers of the colleges that actually made the loans and take it out of their endowment because of the lack of information and all that stuff. But that I don't want to politicize it. I just want you to know that we're in a situation that you cannot, if you are sitting with a student loan right now, you cannot expect that a student loan forgiveness is going to come to save you. No one is coming. Like it or not, no one is coming. So what that means is the way it's set is that September 1st, interest on your loans will start accruing again. And payments will start after that. So probably 30 days after that on October 1st. There's some things I want you to do with this and realize that, look, there is a debt out there that right now you have to pay. Others have paid it. Now it's on you. You have to pay it. And I've listened. I've talked to people. I have conversations with people where they literally, they're 59 years old and have $259,000 in student loans at almost 60 years old. It's a problem. Now, there's a couple of problems. We can talk about the student loan issue, but the bigger issue, frankly, is financial literacy. The bigger issue is understanding the money game. The bigger issue is taking control of it and being proactive around it. The bigger issue, and if you're not a youth, this doesn't help you, is that we should be having money conversations with our youth so they are educated and they're empowered and they're equipped to make financial decisions in a way that start to set them up for success financially. Well, if you're not a youth, we don't have that chance, but you know what? It's never too late. I want to have these conversations. Let's talk about the student loans in general, and then I'm going to talk about how we can have some of these conversations before I have to hop off. Make sure you say hi to me. Let me know that you're in and everything. So let's just talk about it. So there was a 6-3 ruling that struck down the provision for student loan forgiveness. Now, it doesn't mean that it's dead. It means that there was some specifics in there that they didn't like, or that the way it was presented, the case was presented. Remember, when something goes to court, it is actually, is there enough facts for them to make a decision based on the way the law is written? I don't know. I didn't read the whole thing, but the fact of the matter is that it still left the door open for them to redraft and put it back in the game again. So is it dead? For now, it's dead. Whether they pick it back up again going into an election year, who knows? Okay, but 6-3 ruling. They can resubmit it. You think about the magnitude of these loans. California, 10% of the residents in California alone have student loans. $142 billion in student loans sitting in California alone. The borrowers have an average of $37,000 each. Okay, but it's far greater for some. Okay. I said interest will start accruing September 1st. Payments will start shortly thereafter. Here's what I want you to do. If you have a student loan, there's some steps I want you to take care of and make sure you understand something. I want you to go and confirm a few things. I want you to get a hold of your loan servicer. First, figure out who your loan servicer is, because servicers have gone out, they've shifted, they've changed, and whoever was servicing your student loan before they paused it may not be the same one servicing it now. So you need to know who is servicing your loan. If you don't know or you're unsure, go to studentaid.gov and look it up and see if you can figure out. If you don't see it on there, you're going to have to do some investigating. But the first thing is to understand who is servicing the loan starting September 1. But don't wait till September 1. You've got 60 days. Do it now so you can plan for it. Number 2, once you know who the servicer is, then I want you to get in touch with them and confirm your loan balance. Compare it to the balance when it was frozen so you're really clear on what that balance might be. If there's any errors, let's deal with it now. Once you confirm the balance, I want you to confirm what is the expected monthly payment and interest rate. What's the interest rate that they intend to charge? And what is the monthly payment? So you can prepare for it and start to put it into your budget and your cash flow, start to figure this out. And then ask, when is the first payment date? So you will know what your balance is, you'll know your interest rate, you'll know who to send it to, you'll know what the payment is, and you'll know when that first payment is due. Now, what happens if you sat back and you said, I can't do it, I'm upside down, or I defaulted? Maybe you were in default before this started, and then you got this reprieve because they paused it, and you're in default. You have the ability. Listen, these loans, you can't bankrupt. You can't get out of them. Is one of the issues. So you're gonna have to pay it. If you are in default, they have a fresh start program that basically says, we'll pretend you weren't in default as long as you start to make the payments. So you want to apply for the fresh start program if you were in default. Okay. If you're not in default, then let's talk about a couple things that you can do to try to reduce the payments. Student loans typically are on a 10-year payment plan on just a standard repayment plan program. You can ask for an extended plan that can take you out 20 to 25 years. Now, know what happens when you start to do that. I want people out of debt, especially this kind of debt. If you extend it out, the amount of interest you're going to pay is going to be far greater and over time. So it may bring your payments down, but it's going to extend the pain a little bit, a lot, 10 years to 20, 25 years. All right. So be aware that you can extend the payments, but your interest is gonna go up. The total amount of interest is you're gonna pay. So if you're having a problem where you're not sure you can make the monthly payments, and you're on a 10-year standard plan, you can extend it to apply to have it extended 20 to 25 years. If you're really in a bind, you potentially can go in and ask for a plan based on income. So they're going to look at your income and they'll turn around and they'll say, what is your discretionary income? Now, it's their definition of discretionary income, not yours. All right. So, based on their definition of discretionary income, they will make your payments at 10% of your income. So, it's income based. But here's the risk when you do that. That 10% may not be enough to even cover the interest. So, what ends up happening is your loan actually goes up every month instead of down or even staying even. And this is where you end up with folks that started with $100,000 in student loan debt, and all of a sudden their student loan debt is, instead of $100,000, it's $200,000 because they were paying on an income-based repayment plan. They weren't covering the interest, and it just continued to accrue and grow. Okay, so be careful of it. It is something to do if you absolutely need it, but we got to get you on. We got to get this paid off. Okay, it's a debt. We got to get it paid off. And that means that if you don't have enough income to pay it off, we got to get a bigger shovel. We got to get more income. We got to get that stuff going in so we have something to put at it, so we can then, instead of digging out of a hole, we get to build a mountain together, a mountain of wealth. So we got to get you out of that hole. Okay. What else can you do? There's two other things that you can do. You can do a deferment or a forbearance. Okay. They are temporary fixes for problems that you might have currently. A deferment is something where they will defer the payments for a period of time. Now, during that time, the interest is going to accrue, which means that if you make no payments, then your loan balance again is going to go up. Okay. And you have to qualify and apply for the deferment. So it is something that's available, but you're not getting out of the interest. Okay. A forbearance is typically a 1-year forbearance, a pause of the payments, but not a pause of the interest accruing. So the loan will go up. So if you're seeing, once you know what your balance is, once you know what your interest rate is, once you know what your payments are, and you're sitting back going, I don't know how I'm going to make this, then we need to look at those possible 4 solutions. Extended payment plan, income-based payment plan, deferment, or forbearance. But the one thing that you can't depend on anymore is that forgiveness is coming, because it's not. It's just not. So no one's coming to save you on this. The bill is coming due. And now we need to do some things to make sure that you're in a position to start making these payments, because you can't bankrupt it. You can't get out from under it. And they're going to want their pound of flesh. And maybe they take a little bone with it if you're not careful. So we want to make sure that we do it right. So I wanted to jump in here before I had to jump on my call coming up, and just talk about it, put this out there, and know that you have avenues to make that happen. Also, I wanted to let you know that this summer I am doing a special series called the Money Mentorship Series. I am curating specific content just for you, to help you out, to put you on a stable ground, so when you come out of summer, you're in great shape, that you have an unshakable financial foundation. And part of that series, I am doing weekly money mentoring over coffee chats. These are exclusive, private Zoom rooms with you and me having conversations where we can see each other, and I can answer your financial questions, your business questions, your whatever questions you have. If I got an answer, I'll give it to you. But you need to join me, because it's a private exclusive. It's not going to be out like this. We're not broadcasting like this. This is a private Zoom room, just me and an intimate small group of people that we're going to do this every Friday and have this conversation. If you want to be part of that, I need you to go to melabraham.com/coffee. melabraham.com/coffee, or put coffee in the comments on Instagram, and I'll make sure that we send you the private links, the exclusive links, so you can be part of the Money Mentoring Over Coffee part of the Money Mentorship series. So this summer, I want to give you as much content and as much support to get yourself on the right footing to create an unshakable foundation, financial foundation underneath you, so we can build the wealth that you deserve. All right. So it's coffee, COFFEE. I see copy that went in. So we want to make sure it's coffee, as in drinking a cup of coffee. All right. Because I'll have my coffee in the morning answering your questions, and we're going to be casual, sitting back, and see what I can do to help. All right. So just put coffee in the notes, or go to melabraham.com/coffee, and we will make sure that we get you the private links. And I look forward to have a conversation. We start the Money Mentorship series next week, and we're going to take it through the whole summer. All right. Just you and me, talking money, talking wealth, talking business, talking life. All right. If anything comes up, reach out to me. We'll make sure that we get those questions on the coffee chats. We'll make sure. Now, the coffee chats will not be recorded, and they will not be rebroadcast. It's just then and done. All right. So join me next week, and let's change this journey. Let's change the trajectory of your financial destiny. Let's do it together. Remember what I say: financial freedom, it's a birthright. Let's give you the path to claim it. All right. And make sure that you got someone that will guide you on the road. All right. I got to jump to get ready for my next call. But I want to jump here and talk about the student loan issues, give you some guidance, let you know that I'm here for you, and let you know how we can have private conversations in a small, intimate group. All right. So I'll see you on the coffee chats, and I'll see you on the interwebs. Talk to you soon. Cheers.